Back now to that developing news out of Woonsocket. 37-year-old is being held without bail. He was arrested for running over and killing his girlfriend right outside her apartment complex over the weekend. James Grilly and Erica Belcourt had just gotten into a heated argument right before tragedy struck. Now, this domestic violence death is part of a larger trend evolving during the pandemic. Incidents in Rhode Island are up more than 40%. ABC 6 News reporter Scott Cook has more on what's being done to help all of the victims.
Domestic violence cases like Erica Belcourt's becoming far too common during the coronavirus pandemic. And according to the Rhode Island Coalition Against Domestic Violence, they saw a 42% increase in calls in the month of June alone. They say those numbers continued to increase in the months of July and August as well.
Most of the calls that we're getting for help are survivors looking for a place to go, a place to rest their head, a place to feed their families.
The coalition says finding a safe place to go is difficult for survivors with so many out of work and so many shelters and hotels closed due to the pandemic. But the coalition says anyone can be an ally and help stop domestic violence.
Ways that we can prevent this is by checking in on our neighbors, talking to one another, knowing where the resources are in our community.
Factors that increase the risk of domestic violence are unemployment, prior history, and overly controlling behavior. Unfortunately, in the case of Erica Belcourt, her accused killer was overly controlling and had an extensive prior record, including several no-contact orders and a strangulation charge. One of the things the coalition says could have kept James Grilly behind bars is a high-risk domestic violence court system, something that's been established in several states so far, and they're hoping to establish here in Rhode Island soon.
The purpose of these courts is to prevent violence, to promote victim safety, and also to increase offender accountability.
The pandemic has also pushed the coalition's timeline for establishing a domestic violence court system back a bit. They say that's going to be their main priority in the year 2021. In Providence, Scott Cook, ABC 6 News.